their privacy issues. They just had another one recently. It's one of those things that people are concerned about as far as their information and using these social media apps out in the public. You know, because there's that exposure of, okay, my data is being exposed, my email is being exposed, my age or whatever information that you put in when you fill out these profiles. It's one of those issues that are coming up, and I've been thinking about this topic for a while. And this is just, like I said, the Google Plus news. Google Plus is shutting down, and they're giving, they're going to do it within 10 months. It's just one of those things that people are going to say, what's next? Like, I can't rely on these apps to protect my information. And it's basic information. It's, name, email, age, where you live, stuff like that. And we've talked about this fact that this information has already been around. We had phone books. We had that information. It just wasn't as easily accessible. So people have it in their mind that I can't trust these apps anymore. So we're going to go behind closed doors. And what I mean by behind closed doors is the messaging apps, the group apps, the group part of Facebook where it's closed off to the public. And we're getting this way because, like I said, there was the Facebook stuff. There's been data breach everywhere with Equifax, every company, Wells Fargo, all of these places, Yahoo. People have an issue with showing a public face, like putting public information out there. So I've been seeing this trend. It's a trend. It's just getting started. It's not like everybody is rushing out and doing public posting, but it's starting to trend that way because we have all of these apps in use now, like the apps. Hold on, I want to bring up. I had a list of my apps. Let me make sure I get all, because there's a list. This is just some of the list. So it's Facebook, like I said, Facebook groups, Facebook Messenger. You can do groups on Instagram, is the direct messaging. You can have a private conversation there. Snapchat was always, that way where you had the private part and you had a public part. Then you have WhatsApp, you have Telegram. I mentioned that one on Friday. You have GroupMe, which is Microsoft, Viber, Discord, and there's lots of others.
Right.
And on the business side, there's Slack, there's a new one, Mighty Networks I was looking at. There's one, Cisco Spark, Bitrix 24. I've used that one, and there's others for the business side. Like when you have a business organization of one or more people, two or more people, and you want to have that area where you talk as a business. But what I'm seeing is that, and like I said, Google Plus news yesterday kind of sparked this, where the conversation is going behind closed doors because people don't want their public posting to be ridiculed or people talking about them or coming after them. You have trolls. You have people getting fired because they post their personal opinions or political opinions. All of that stuff. So there's like this underground movement where things are happening behind the doors in these private apps. The conversation is going underground. The conversation is going behind these closed doors. And every time there's a story like the one about Google Plus shutting down, and because there was a data breach, they didn't tell us, but it was a small amount. This is what Google's saying. Google's saying it was 500,000 people. It was, they don't know exactly who it is because they only keep API data for 2 weeks. So they don't know who it is. They don't know if these companies stole the data, like with Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica, they used the data. We found out that we did. So Google is saying they don't know if the developers that connected to the data used it or even know. They don't know anything. They just know that there was a data breach, 500,000 users. Google Plus was going down anywhere. They said like 90% of the posts were seeing 5-second views. Like that's nothing. That's like and gone. So there wasn't a lot of engagement and interactivity like it was in the early days when I think it was 2010 or 2011 when it first started. But This is another brick. This is another brick in consumers, and they're going, well, I don't want to post public stuff. And then I was watching a video Roberto Blake put up on his YouTube channel about people towards if you're unemployed, these are the things you need to do. And one of the things he said was like scrub your social media of beer, drinking. You're at the bar drinking with friends, or you're partying and stuff, because he said businesses don't want to see that. They don't want to hire you based on that. And those are all public posts. So we also have the Finsta. So if you don't know what a Finsta is, I'm going to tell you. Finsta is fake Instagram.
Oh.
Finsta is what the kids, we call them the kids, the millennials, the Gen Zs, they make a fake Instagram profile for their parents and the public, for grandma or whatever, and for their real friends who they talk, and like I said, if they're drinking and all the partying and having fun, they have another Instagram account that only that group knows about. So they post stuff, and they probably make it private, because you can make your Instagram private. And that's how they communicate, real stuff. So they have a fake for the public Instagram that's all clean and sanitized, and look how, puppies and whatever the stuff that they're posting.
Right.
And you would think, why would they have two? Isn't that a lot of work? No, because on the public one, they could just post, they could set something up automatically to go out. Something cute. Oh, this is what I did in school today. Just take a picture of their homework, or, something like that. So they can set it up in the programs that will post for them. And they can go to their real Instagram and, do what they have to do without any worries.
So Betty Crocker on one side and Cruella on something else.
Yeah, so they have the fake one for the, because this is what you do as a parent of a teenager. I say, okay, you want Instagram? I have to be on your Instagram. So kids have figured out, okay, mom and dad, grandma, aunt, whatever family members can be on this Instagram. And then I got the other Instagram that they don't know about. So that's where the Finsta come in. That's what they call it, Finsta.
And TJ just outed all of y'all.
Well, it's been in the news. I mean, you can Google.
No, but no, what I'm saying is, for those of you who didn't know, you now,
right. It's not public now. It's not like they have put it on CBS News or NBC News yet, because they usually put stuff like this on. And CBS may have done it. I may have missed it. But this is stuff like when I'm reading, I'm going through and looking at social media stuff and marketing and everything, and then they talked about, what the heck is a Finsta? A fake Instagram.
Yeah, see, but you needed to know, and now you're in the know. So when your kids tell you, oh yeah, Mom, I gave you my Instagram. Okay, let me see the other one.
Let me see the other one. They'll be like, what other one? And you can say, I want to see the Finsta. And they'll be shocked because you know the word. So it's just, those little things that they talk about. And that's just one of the things that they do is a fake Instagram. I want to check the...
Pat said, Pat Murray over on Facebook, she said the Google Plus communities are great, though. And yes, the communities were great. It's a different crowd. It's a different neighborhood than Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Pinterest. And you could follow some really unique individuals and stories and content over there that was totally, I was like, oh, that's interesting. You got some quality content.
Right. So, I mean, you have to look at what's going on. Like I said, this year it's just so much turmoil with Facebook. Google was supposed to be at some Congress hearing a few months ago, and they didn't show up, and they put an empty chair there. And probably Google didn't show up because they knew that they had done this. So they were trying to keep it under wraps, but it came out.
So there's a principle. Everything that's done in the dark will come to the light. Everything will be exposed. So, okay.
Right. So, I mean, that's why I wanted to talk about the conversation, because we've been talking about, putting your strategy together of your posts and your information, your call to action, building your audience. And you want to start, if you haven't started doing that, you need to start doing that, because I think it's a slow slide to private, where the real conversation, where people talk about businesses and brands and things that they like and TV shows and entertainment, all of those things will go in a private group of their choice. It may be Facebook, it may be Instagram, some of the others I listed, Telegram app, WhatsApp, and you won't be able to get into those because they're invite only.
Oh, so it's becoming like what Facebook was always intended to be, was for your friends and family.
Right. Because Microsoft even has one called GroupMe. I didn't know about that. I looked at it, and GroupMe, I think it came off of Skype or something, a part of Skype or whatever. I'm not sure the background, but it's an app that you can use on Android and iOS, and it's, for sharing photos, sharing videos, sharing texts, sending text messages to a group. Because you can send text messages as a group, but the group may on say, if you have an iPhone, you can use iMessages or whatever they use on Android. But this is more of like a larger group.
Yeah, so that you can, it's a group of people, like all of your friends,
Yes.
There was a new show that came out, A Million Little Things or something. But they are a group of 4 friends with their wives or significant others. And they just stayed in, they stayed in contact but they had stuff that they did within a group. Right. It wasn't it wasn't like how we want 5,000 followers. It wasn't like that. It was them.
Right. They don't want the public following of 1 million followers. They want the private, more intimate. We know each other. We're sharing information because we are like-minded and we like the same things, or we grew up in the same area, or whatever the common thing is. They center around that. It could be even on Facebook, with Facebook groups, there's a lot of groups around medical issues or parenting, and it gets very specific. It gets very niche. That these groups are very about one thing, and they go in there and they feel safe because everybody is experiencing the same thing. Like they have one for divorced parents, or working home parents, or people with cancer, or people that experience whatever this thing is, whatever that one common thing is. They have a group where they can go and feel safe instead of posting it publicly on Facebook and making it public, or even in their friends, where someone who they haven't talked to in a while comes onto their post and says something negative. See, they want to avoid that negative issue. And especially with Twitter, the way Twitter is set up, that anybody can respond to you until you block them. And trolls can say whatever they want. And it's always something negative or something mean when you're posting something positive. So there's a group of people that they don't want any part of that. So I can take the conversation around a shared topic and go to one of these apps and have a conversation with like-minded people. And I don't have to worry about the trolls, the negative people, the harassment. Once someone comes in and they do that, you can easily kick that person out of the group. Where it's a little harder when it's a public, when it's public Twitter, there's a couple steps you got to do, but you got to keep doing it. And you want to have a private conversation. I'm calling it submarining, because they come up to this, submarine comes up to the surface, looks out the periscope, and looks at the horizon and see if any ships out. Then they go back down deep in the water. But when they want information, they come up to the surface, look around, and then they go back deep underwater. So this is what people are doing. They're going to their public feed, looking at the news, looking at whatever. But the conversation, they're going submarine deep down with these apps where no one can bother them except the people that are in that community or that conversation.
And see, if you think of your company in that way, that the people who get you, who like you, it may not be 5,000 people. It may be a few hundred that like what you have to say, that like the product that you create. They like your cookies. They like your earrings. They like whatever. But right. It's only a few. And what we have been saying for a very long time is, please pay attention to the few who like you a whole lot.
Yes. And because see, now with with the private messaging apps and people having conversations privately, you won't be able to reach those people because they're going underground. Like I said, the submarine, they went underground. They went deep, deep, deep down in the ocean where, you're on the surface, you don't see them. So you have to get them now, because when social media first started and using apps, it was fun to do a public post about something that you liked. And you rarely got a negative response or harassed or trolls or any of those things. So now it's like those people feel free to pile on, and some people are like, I'm tired of that, or they don't want to hear the political talk that's going on, or they, I'm going away from that, so I'm going to go over here and create a community about knitting, or I do art or music or books, and we're going to get people that like these certain books, and we're going to get together and talk on social, but it's not public, because we don't want that kind of negativity to spoil our fun. And it's not like they're not consuming media or posting media. It's just going underground. It's going behind the door where you're not going to see it. And you have to knock on the door and be invited into the group as a business, as a brand. So what I'm saying is to look at now, building your audience, getting those people, if you haven't started.
Yeah. And that's where the groups for Facebook is good. And I'm not sure if you can create a group over on YouTube, but you can get followers on YouTube and talk to those people. And Barb is saying hi from Oregon. We got Donna from Green Earth Travel watching with us. Corinda saying, Patricia Murray all the way from Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, yep. North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so thank you all for tuning in with us. And the Replay Gang, #Replay Gang.
Yes, if you're watching the replay, let me put the hashtag. We're just, having fun with it. So replay viewers, if you're watching, just drop the little comment, Replay Gang, or whatever you want to say in the chat to let us know that you're watching after the live, and you still want to be a part of the conversation, because we welcome everybody. We want everybody's opinion. That's why when I do the post, I always say, bring your opinions, bring your thoughts, bring your questions. Bring all of that to the chat, because we want to know what you're thinking about what we're talking about. And like I said, I will, be on all day looking at stuff, and that's why I call it Terry Johnson Online, because I'm always looking at research. I'm looking at stuff. I'm hearing news. I'm investigating. I'm reading all of this stuff and going, I kind of feel like, and like I said, I felt this way for the beginning of the year, that the conversation that was moving away from public, because some people can't handle the scrutiny or the negativity. They don't want that to be a part of their life when they're using the phone, because I have my phone and I'm like, I want to be happy with it. I want to look at, happy things. I don't want someone coming in who I don't know, coming in on my Twitter and posting stuff to make me unhappy, or negative stuff, or pointing out something about me, or what I said, or my views, or my opinion. People are starting to protect those things, because, you got, like I said, you got the privacy issue, you got the data breach, you got the trolls, you have harassment, you have people that are coming after you just because they're negative or they're in a bad place and they feel bad.
See,
so the public posting of it is
that's interesting, because can you handle having 5,000 followers giving their opinion about what you said? Can you handle the world weighing in on one tweet? Some people,
and it could be somebody who's not even your follower.
Exactly.
Because remember, someone could search for something. You could say something about whatever term is popular, like the Supreme Court stuff that's going on. You could voice your opinion, and then someone who's searching that hashtag or searching those terms can find your tweet and reply to it. So that's not even like a follower. That's someone,
yeah. It's just that it's out in the Twitter spheres out there, and so now people are
public.
It's public, and so can you handle it could be backlash, front lash, side lash that comes from being public with your opinion.
Right. And it's just you, a regular person, just ordinary, just looking at your social media because you like it. It's fun. You get to see cat memes or baby pictures or whatever it is that you like to look at online on the social media apps, and then you have someone coming to spoil the fun. So that kind of makes people go, well, I don't really want to, be online publicly like that. Maybe I'll search out a community. And then those people that run the community, like the admins, the ones that started the group or whatever, if they want more people and they're going to go out public and tweet about, hey, if you're talking about knitting, or if you like knitting, it makes you happy, whatever, we got a private community. We got a community over here on whatever they're using,
Correct.
whatever platform, and say, come on in.
And
then they have a link. And then with Facebook groups, you can ask people questions before you let them in.
Right. And if they don't answer the question, perhaps you don't let them in. So, so now you have a way, get to know the platform, get to know the people that like you on that platform. Like we said before, you get more engagements on Instagram because Instagram is kind of more open that way. However, you can choose to follow back who you want to follow back. You can, you don't have to follow everybody, nor do you need to put up with everybody, because there's little things that says, no, I don't want more of this. You can control that. So you get to control your audience. You get to control. And when we're talking about doing this for business, build your group and have your standards or policies in place.
Rules in place, right?
Yes.
And whoever decides to break those rules and policies, you have the right to say, okay, well, you broke this rule, so I'm going to remove you. Now, I've read some Facebook groups where people just, they're just booted. I've seen some things they say, oh, well, I got kicked out of so-and-so group. I don't know why. And the replies were, did you break one of the rules? And they're saying, well, I don't know, but the person didn't explain it to me. They just kicked me out. And I was like, well, that's the way they decide to run their group. If they post the rules and tell you to read them, then they may not have time to come and hold your hand and explain, well, this is why I'm kicking you out. They just kick you out. Because people have busy
lives. And that's something you want to be aware of. Go in, before you go into the group, read the rule.
Yes, and that's why they post them.
Exactly. And don't go in there, what is it?
Promotion. So all the groups I see, that's one of the top things. There's no promotion, there's no spam, there's no, and they'll say, we'll have a day where if you want to post something, we'll have it, like a Wednesday. Every Wednesday's promotion day, you can post whatever you want on Wednesday. I mean, but that's up to the person that's running the group. Right.
And then, it's a very, because we had some people who wanted to join our groups, and I'm going like, I personally look at your profile before I will say yes or no. And I'm like, okay, what's really going on here? And if it's just, pictures of sell this, sell that, sell this, but they don't have any content, they're not talking.
I call them the spammy profiles.
Yeah.
Like, they just, excuse me, they make a profile where it's just, they're selling stuff, or let me tell you about my program. Let me tell you about how I made 6 figures. But and they don't have anything personal, like nothing personal shows up. I'm like, well, I don't want to know.
And so here's the thing that we would suggest too: how to. This is joining a group 101. Go in and be social. Go in and offer to help someone. Not sell someone, offer to help. Offer, like, some people will come in and they say they want help with marketing. Hey, ladies, did you know that there's a new way of marketing something, and you can give a tip? You can share an idea. You can share, hey, I saw something on TV and this was great, and I thought you all might like it.
Right.
Don't sell stuff.
Right.
Off the bat,
you're giving out information. It's an area where people are sharing information that that this group is centered around one topic on one subject, or you know what it is. So you're not going to share something that's out of that realm of the topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's on topic.
Right.
It's on topic. Right. So that's when you're going to share it. Now, on the other side, if you're the business owner, or you're the brand, and you want to start a group, then you can do that. But what you do is you're going to go out. That's when you do the public posting, like I said before. Of okay, oh, we got this community where we talk about this, that, and that. And you post that publicly because you want people to come in. And we said you will have checks and balances and rules in place to say if this person doesn't fit or they're causing trouble or whatever, you kick them out. And you can do the group like Mario Armstrong has on his Instagram. He was doing on his Instagram live this summer. He was doing like a daily mastermind. So he was getting people to come in and he was talking about different topics. You know, how to make a one sheet, how to you know, approach people to you know, do business, stuff like that on a business level. But what grew out of that mastermind was he created a group on Instagram. So it's a smaller group of the people from the live where he goes in and we, you know, everybody talks to each other. And I think today he posted, he was, you know, trying to figure out the name or the title for his he started a new podcast. So he was like, you know, tell me, you know, what do you think it is? So he got the suggestion from the smaller core group of people because he knows that these are his followers. These are the people that showed up every day for his live. You know, some people were saying they wrote down everything he said because he had some good stuff in there. So, right. You know, people like that were, you know, really invested in what he was doing, what he had to do. So he's using that group. Well, not you. I don't want to say use. That's the wrong word. That's a resource for him to communicate and go in and talk to. He knows that these are the people that his audience is made of. His audience.
This is like a focus group. If you were doing a marketing campaign, you would have a focus group. These are people who like your product, like you, and people who are going to tell you the truth about you and your product.
Right. And so when he posts something on his public Instagram feed, he can go into the group, post it there and say, go over and, you know, let me know what your thoughts are about. And he'll ask different things. So not like, you know, hey, I'm selling this. That's not what he's doing. He's saying, okay, he has a thing called 3 asks. Like, what's your 3 asks? Like, as an entrepreneur, as a person wanting to be in business, and you want to connect with someone else who's an influencer or someone that's higher than you. And his example is Spike Lee, that he sent something to Spike Lee and had a 3 asks. So he has, instead of asking for one thing or one favor from the person, you ask for 3 things on a different level, like a basic ask, a medium ask, intermediate ask, and an advanced, like a wish. Like the third one would be like, I would really want you to, you know, come on my show. Like that was his third ask for Spike. But then he had 2 smaller asks because he's saying that the person like that would be very busy and couldn't, you know, wouldn't be able to do a big thing, but they could do a smaller thing. And he says, give them 3 asks, 3 choices. And they could choose from the 3 instead of the one big one.
Correct.
So that was one of the things that he talked about on his daily Instagram live. So then he did a post about it this week. And, you know, he was asking people, what's your 3 asks? And then he had another one about finding an extra hour to get your goals accomplished before the end of the year. But those are the things that he talks about. So he'll put a post on Instagram and then he'll send it to the group to get that interaction just in case they didn't see the post. But if, you know, people like in the group have notifications on for his posts. So they're going to get it anyway. But just in case, he goes to the group and says, you know, I'm thinking about starting a podcast and I need some titles. Or he'll say, I'm starting a podcast. If you have any questions, call this number and leave me the question. And he's going to cover it on, you know, different things like that. So that's what he's doing with his group situation is, you know, a direct messaging group on Instagram. So that's how he's using the private part of Instagram. It's not public. No one knows about the group except the people that were in the Instagram live.
Exactly. And that's okay to do because, you know, these people are into what you're talking about. And I want to give a shout out to Tachi and Nora. And Tachi says she loves 3 asks.
Yes, the 3 asks. She knows she's in the group. Mm-hmm. You're in the group, right? Right, Tachi? I think you are. But that's what he does. How he's using the private conversation part of these apps. And he could start a Facebook group if he wanted to, because I think with Instagram, I think it's limited to 30 people.
Yes, but see, here's the thing. The small is the new big, as you did once before. having your small, intimate group of people who get you. It's normally the 20% of your business or the 20% of the people on your list that are buying stuff. The other 80% are still kind of trying to figure it out, or they're thinking about it, or they like something.
This is like his, you know, in the record industry, they call it street entertainment, call it the street team. That's the people that go out and the rah-rah and get the word out about the artist or what's going on. So this small group is his street team that will tell other people about the mastermind, about the podcast, about whatever he's coming up. And he didn't ask anybody to do that. It just naturally grew out of, he was doing a Mario Mastermind every morning at 9:25, and it was supposed to be 15 minutes, but he would go over an hour. He would talk until Instagram just cut him off, and then he would start a new one. And so it was supposed to be 15 minutes, but it was just so much information. Then he would tell people to bring people to the mastermind. If you thought this information was great and could help somebody else, bring people to the next day's mastermind. And then, he's naturally busy, so it got to be where he had to stop it, but it was during the summer.
Right.
So now he's translating that into a podcast, but he's using the group as the focus point, the focus group, to test things out, and the conversation that is private.
He is doing engagement, and he's doing it well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Barb says she's in some secret groups with thousands of members. Many of them have more than 10 admins and moderators, essential for community development. IMHO fee-based groups should be secret, out of Facebook's algorithm reach. This is Barb.
And see, that's what I'm saying. It's always been this, not anything new. Like what I'm saying about the conversation on private, it's always been there with the groups. Facebook groups has been out for a while. So you have different levels of Facebook groups. You have public and private, and then you have secret. You have public and closed and secret. And the secret ones you can't find them anywhere. It's like I said, you have to know the secret knock. You have to know a person that's already in.
Somebody had to invite you.
Right. Or the person will say, if they have a new book out, they're going to create that private secret group, and then when you buy the book, you get invited or something like that. That's how that works.
Right.
But the conversation is there. And so the people that own those private secret groups are controlling the conversation. They're controlling it with people who are centered around a particular topic or a subject. So they're not out in public posting things publicly. It's like, okay, this is a deeper level. And like Barb said, some of these are fee-based, which is perfectly fine. If Facebook built that into Facebook groups where they can, Facebook admins can create a fee-based group, because maybe you're giving out information like, wait a minute, I'm doing free stuff, but this other stuff, it has to be fee-based because, the level of complexity or the information, or it's more of a one-on-one kind of thing, or they're getting a deeper level of help. So they're going to charge for that, which is nothing wrong with that.
No problem, Barb. She just gave me what IMHO was. Okay, because I'm learning emoji, and now I'm learning new.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still use that online. Like instead of typing out all of that out, you just use the acronym. But
yes, but
So I just feel like I said, the Google Plus news triggered it for me. I was going to talk about it this year, sometime before the end of the year, but I was like, okay, since this Google thing started, and now people want to know about the communities there, and it's just one. I feel like it's just one more pile on the fire of. People are going to go, well, okay, I like using social. I just don't want the public aspect of it because there's so much animosity, or, they're tired of being attacked for saying something.
Yes. Linda Nance has a question. She said, my group is private, but why can people see my post?
Because your group is private? Are you sure? Because they shouldn't be able to see the post. If it's public, they see it.
They will see the post.
Right. And see, there's another one called secret where no one even can find the group.
Correct.
But your private, they shouldn't be able to see it unless they're a member.
And it says only members of your group can see a post if the group is closed or secret. So,
right, Barb is right. If it's closed or secret, only the members can see. If it's public, then everybody can see.
And if you posted it, then you'll see it in your feed, I believe. Now, Terry and Barb can correct me. You can see what you posted. Maybe nobody else can see it, but you can still see it.
Linda, how are you knowing that people seeing the post? Is there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, and Barb says if you have a former group member telling you they can see your post, she says report it to Facebook. But if it's closed or secret, they shouldn't. They have to be a member. They have to be inside.
Okay.
To look at that.
Let us know what the outcome is, Linda. Let us know what check it and let us know, because we see that's something we need to know. Because sometimes little things like before they fixed whatever the issue was. Remember, we couldn't see when it had see more, and we tapped on it. Well, I was able to see more on Barb's comment this time. Oh, great, Linda! You're in Las Vegas. Okay, don't spend too much money over there.
Have fun.
Have fun. Have fun. Yeah, you can still do the check from your hotel or your. Oh, that's right. You probably got good Wi-Fi now. So, TJ, this was some really good information.
It's just, something that, like I said, it was on my list of things to talk about. And it's just, like I said, it's not something where everybody is not posting public and everybody's private. It's just something to be aware of.
Right. Like
in a few years, it may be where everybody is privately posting and having a public face where they have a public Twitter account where they just go and look and research, but they don't post, and they post all the good stuff in a private community. I mean, that could happen. And also, people are still sharing stuff. It's just that they're sharing the good stuff with the people in the community.
Correct. And maybe that's how it should be. Not everybody gets the VIP information.
Right. So, and this is another way for you to say, people say, well, I don't want to share all free information because nobody's going to do the paid. But if you do some free, free information, and then you say, well, all the good stuff, the good conversation is happening in my private community, wherever you decide to set it up, Facebook, wherever.
Exactly.
You can point them to that.
Remember, members only?
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's for members only. If you are a member, you get access to this. If you are not, then you get what everybody else gets. And maybe that's how you should start looking at your content. What stuff is member only content and what stuff is general public content.
Right. And this is all growing out of the sense of everyone is saying, okay, enough is enough. There's some people that are reaching their limit with the privacy issues, the data breaches with Facebook and now Google. So there are some people that are like, look, I don't want to share anything publicly. Maybe I'll go in to a private community somewhere else. But if you're on Facebook, you have to have a profile, so you've already shared your information somehow, and they have it. But there are some other networks, like there's one called Mighty Networks that I'm looking at. That's like a group kind of issue like Facebook, but it's off of Facebook, and it kind of works the same way that Facebook groups work.
Okay, and so we're going back to the basic understanding is your stuff ain't private no more anyway. If you got a credit card, if you whatever, there is no such thing as privacy. Now, you get to choose what you tell somebody. We want to make sure that you understand that you have full choice. You don't have to go on Facebook and say anything. You don't have to go on Twitter, Instagram, any of it to say anything.
Right. And these tools have always been there. Like I said, with Twitter, you can have Twitter lists where you follow a certain group of people. You don't see everybody on Twitter. On Facebook, you have friends lists where you can have a family list and you share private stuff with them. And then you have another friend list where it's people from high school and you share to that group. I mean, but it's more work, yes. But when you're creating the post, you get a choice to decide where it goes. Like you can choose one of the lists and say, okay, well, this is personal private stuff I want to share with my immediate family. So you have a list for that and you just choose it before you post. Before you post.
And this is the world of the personal journalist. So if you decided to become the personal journalist and now people can hear your news above the other news, this is some of the things you have to consider. So
right.
Decide what you want to share, because you always have that control, always have had that control. You may not have known it, but you get to control what you share. Right. And share what you want.
And Linda's saying she made a post and her sister-in-law commented.
Yeah, so this was in the private group, so she's gonna check on that.
Okay.
But we have choice. Ultimately, it is up to us what we post, what we don't post. They won't know if you don't say it.
Right. So I mean, I'm just hearing a lot of talk and thinking about what's the next thing that comes down. So they're getting rid of Google Plus, which a lot of people had migrated away from and not used in a long time, but there's communities that were there that were, there's some good information there. So they're shutting that down and giving it 10 months to turn off the lights in Google Plus. So, and, we know this from Blab. When Blab didn't give us 10 months, they just kind of...
It was not even 24 hours. We were like, wait.
People were having live broadcasts and they just turned the lights off in the middle. Bloop. So... But that's the nature of, and we say that here all the time, that when you're using something for free, this is what happens. They can turn the lights on you whenever they want. So Google is being nice and saying, oh, here's 10 months to get all your information off, all the stuff that you posted, instead of saying, okay, tomorrow we're shutting the doors. They're saying, here's 10 months, get your stuff, whatever you want to keep, because
we're going to exit the building. Please exit the building. You have 10 months to exit the building. So
and they have every right. You can't, and Facebook did that. You can't get mad at Facebook. You didn't pay. We're not paying for Facebook. Facebook would say, well, it's not, but you never know what could happen. Just those are the things.
Exactly. So what if Facebook started saying, okay, from now on, if you do not have a paid account, you will only have this much access.
And they could do that.
Exactly. So please be ready for that. Enjoy the TJ did a topic on the show. Enjoy the free while it's free, because when they start asking, you may not, they might start charging $5.
And you see what happened? What happened earlier this year with Facebook was, instead of charging, they just decided, okay, we're not going to help businesses and their pages be exposed to the news feed. They're changing all of that. And so there was a free ride of, okay, you should have been building your audience with the free, but now it's like Facebook is saying, okay, you want exposure, boost your post and get some, or put out an ad.
Exactly. And they will, and let me give you, they will help you. I was helping a client put together an ad for an event that they were doing. And so they had posted something. They suggested that they boosted her post. Mm-hmm. And when they did it, they connected where she can get the tickets. They put the little ad together for her, and it looked good. I was like, oh, you might want to use that instead of trying to do it yourself. And
because Facebook wants you to buy ads.
And it looked really good. She did a post on the elderly and something, and it was a story from the New York Times that she had made mention of, and she had put something it was something that was related to her page. Mm-hmm. They came along, and then they were having an event that was dealing with the aging and something, and so they put the story they put it together for her and suggested it, how it how much it was, like $3
should be together. Right.
It was $3 a day. I was like, $3 a day. I said, if you don't push this button, see, you want more people to see this ad.
Yeah, and they tell you, how many people will be exposed to the post or the ad. They'll tell you how many people you're going to reach. And so, like I said, it's there. And there's a reluctance to do the Facebook ads because it's going to cost a lot of money. Well, there are people that are spending thousands and thousands, tens of thousands on Facebook ads, but they have the budget for that, and they're getting the result.
And they are getting the results. They're getting millions and millions of dollars in sales because they spent it.
Right. And like Freya said, she was helping someone, and it was $3 a day. Well, push the button. It's $3.
Yes,
that's a Starbucks, well, not Starbucks. Starbucks is like $5 or $6, but you know, you spend $3 on, what do you spend $3 on in a day that's like throwaway stuff? No,
there's a lot of stuff that you can spend that $3 on. Spend it on your ad. Now, here's the kicker: your ad needs to be well written or well presented, and you need to have your story straight. We keep telling everybody that.
And here's the tip: if you follow what we talked about last month, and you made a killer post that did well, and you looked at the analytics, you turn that post into a boost or an ad. You can turn that into an ad. You don't have to start from scratch.
And you
have it already used.
And have the call to action on it. What do you want them to do after they've seen this ad? Join my group, sign up for my this, go to my page, do something. You need to direct them somewhere.
It has to be something that's going to get them into your funnel.
On your list or whatever.
Funnel where you're getting them into a buying process, whatever you have set up.
Right.
You want to get them into that, not to sell, but you want to get them into that process.
Yeah. So
that's what Fran was saying about the call to action. You know, have them sign up for something, your email, have them sign up for something, or, you know, whatever it is, whatever your call to action is. And we talked about that last month. So,
right. Whatever it is that I need, you know, you want more information like this.
Yeah.
Sign up here.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. Because
you want to start doing those things.
Yeah, because social media is not the magic, as Terry Austin says, is not the magic bullet that people, you know, just because you put it on social media does not mean somebody's going to buy that.
You know, the set it and forget it. Like, I'm just going to automatically phone it in. And no, we're in a process where people want experiences. They want something special. They want to be wowed. They want something that's shiny and bright and catches their eye. And it has to be information that they need or want or desire. You know, it has to be something they want. So you got to figure out that connection.
I watched a lady's podcast and I'm like, oh, I can listen to her. Mm-hmm. Because she said, you know, here's a snippet of my podcast, and then I went over there to find out more about her podcast and subscribe to her because she had valuable information. It was easy to digest. It didn't go on forever. And I was like, oh, I can listen to you.
Okay, there you go. So see, that's how it works. This person put out the right type of message in the right format. It was the right message for you, and it connected. So you, like I said, you're not dragging people over to this. You're saying, here's a tidbit. Here's some morsel. Here's a little snack, something that you like, that's tasty. But there's more of it here. And you lead them to that, the breadcrumbs. You have to do that. And it's work. So it's work. So you have to do all the things we talked about earlier last month. And then, like I said, you want to build the audience, and just keep in mind that some conversations are going underground behind the door, but you want to catch them before they get there.
Oh, you know, like, okay, remember the speakeasy where you, during Prohibition?
The secret knock, you had the secret knock or the secret password or whatever.
What's the password?
But how did they find out about the speakeasy?
Somebody else told them. There was somebody told somebody, and you just didn't tell anybody because you didn't want to tell the snitch that was going to go tell the cops. You told somebody that would be interested in being at the speakeasy.
Right. Or someone asked and said, oh, man, what did you do? Oh, I went to this place, and I was like, I would love to tell you about it, but I can't because it's secret. And the other person, tell me. And then, you know, that's how it goes. But it's word. That's that word of mouth that we talked about last week with Jay Baer's new book, The Talk Triggers, is the word of mouth.
It has not gone away. It is still the thing that is driving business. Now, Pat Murray says, when this show is over, I'd like to test Get Vocal real quick. Mm-hmm. I have broadcast rights, but haven't checked it out yet.
Okay.
Do any of you want to head over there for a few minutes?
Yeah, we could do that. I got a few minutes.
Yep, I can give you a few. So the thing is,
send us a link, Pat. Send us the link, and
yep, please put it in the chat.
Or put it in the chat here if you want.
And see, that's what we did here. We've been, where did we start? We started with Periscope, then Blab, and then Blue Jeans.
Mm-hmm. We've been on
Fire Talk. Fire Talk was nice, actually, until Fire Talk decided they wanted to try and slip ads in. And we were like, dude, what
it was like crazy.
I was like, no, we don't want to do that. And I did not know Fire Talk was owned by Snapchat.
Oh, really?
Right. I did not. But it was cool. And then Blue Jeans, and then Zoom has always been here, but we didn't realize how you could use it.
Zoom has been a product for a while, and there were a couple others. Join Me, I don't know if it's still around, but there's a lot. Peer.in is still around.
Mm-hmm.
But these are tools that we're using to reach, like I said, reach an audience, reach people, build an audience, because it's like-minded individuals that they want to hear what we're talking about. So come on over. But you put out the breadcrumb.
Correct.
You use social media in the public sense, and then bring them over. And then you can say, okay, well, we've got this going on over here in this group. If you want to join, go over. Because like I have the group, and BizChicks has a group, and I have a group, Attention Necessary. If you go to attentionnecessary.com, then you get to join. Or if you go to BizChicks on Facebook and you look for the group, it's there. And you get to join. You have to answer the questions, though.
Yeah, please answer the questions, because we want to help you. And, we do look at
also say, like, you're watching live or replay, share this out, because this is information that people may need to know. Someone that you know that needs to know this information, you share this out. You share this post out with Facebook. You can share it out on Twitter. You can share it out everywhere.
Right.
So that's the ask. That's what you do. You present your information, your message, and you say, if you wouldn't mind, share this post out and let everybody else know we're having a conversation over here.
Yep. And we'd like you to join the conversation.
Yes.
And please do not be discouraged if you have just a few people watching at a time.
Yes.
A lot of times people cannot make the live, but they can make the replay. So it's okay.
And that's why I always put say replay gang, #replay gang, or whatever you want to type in if you're watching a replay. Let us know.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna play with Pat overseas, because this is like the sandbox. We get to play with stuff.
Now the Get Vocal, I heard about last week, because they had a Blab reunion Saturday. I think that Leland Best started it on Saturday, and I think it was something all day that they were people from Blab, the old Blab gang was over there. So I didn't really check it out, but I don't know if you can see the replay, Pat.
Well, I'm gonna check it out and see what's up over there.
Yeah.
Tachi says she's on Vocal too. She went to the Blab reunion.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Yeah, Tachi, how was that?
Because like I said, I saw David and Leland was on. They did they were just the two of them on camera, and they were talking about it. And I watched that replay, so I don't know if the Blab reunion had a replay. I don't know how long they went on and stuff. So I was gonna check it out later. But
Pat said it was so fun.
Now the one thing, for business use, I wouldn't really use it business wise because of the branding. I didn't like the branding issue. Like if you have 4 squares, each square says Get Vocal on it. And I understand that they're trying to promote their platform, but I didn't really like that. It was just too busy for me. But just for having conversations and stuff, it would be fine. It was just that.
Yeah, like if you wanted to, hey, we're going to go hang out on Vocal or something.
Right.
I would do that.
Remember Blab, we didn't have, I don't think it had all of that Blab stuff over it. I think it was just a little more muted, but this is my opinion. It's just, to me, it just says Get Vocal, it's like 4 things, and it makes my eye wander.
Yeah, because see, the confusion issue is that you don't want a distraction.
They should do one Get Vocal on the bottom right, instead of each square having it where it's like, but that's just me from what I've seen so far. And
Tachi says, I still think we needed more diverse voices, just like with Blab.
We do.
And what happened is when Blab went away, everybody scattered. different places. And if
Right.
if the person couldn't figure out the platform, then they didn't do it. Because I do remember,
Right.
like Social Media Examiner, they don't do a broadcast anymore, do they?
They do. They use what is it? What is that platform?
Therefore, we don't know about it because
I think they're using BeLive now, but they were using there was another platform. Zeph Zan was using it a lot,
and it was complicated. And I don't even remember the name of it. It was so complicated. I was
but
like,
they were using that. But I think they're using BeLive now. I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, but whatever it was, I liked watching Social Media Examiner, and I couldn't find out where they went because they went to, it was something else and then something else and something else, and I was like,
Right.
okay.
But see, you know, we've always said, like, we had a URL, a domain that we point people to no matter where the show is going to be.
And that's why at ours is bizchicks.live. It sends you to the, right now is pointed at YouTube because I can go live to YouTube. I was like, this works for me. And then with TJ putting it out, see, there's a hack for everything. And I was like, oh, I can go Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Let's do this.
Yeah, there are some programs and software that will let you multicast, and they won't let you do Facebook and the others. There's a charge, but you can do all the others for free. There's a couple that I've seen that they will charge. You have to pay a monthly fee to do Facebook and all the others, but you can do some of the others for free, like YouTube and Periscope. You can do for free, but if you want to do Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook, then that's the paid tier. Because something with Facebook, I guess.
Okay, I'm just not going to say nothing about charge. Okay, because I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm doing then.
Right. So they have to, I think for Facebook, they have to, because of maybe a cost. I don't know.
No, I'm just telling you, guess how much I'm paying to do this right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's top of the hour. It's 12 o'clock, and
so we're gonna go play at Get Vocal.
And I want to thank everybody for watching and listening and chatting and the replay gang. And I hope this information, that you got something out of it, because I wanted to talk about it, and like I said, the Google Plus news was like, okay, here we go. It's starting to roll that way. So whatever the next thing, we'll see.
All right. Thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow with Coach Karen talking all about your money and your mind. And then on Thursday, we'll be talking health, because without your health, you won't have any wealth. And then Friday, we're going to be talking tech, and we're going to be talking about the Google
Plus shutdown.
The Google Gate on
Google Gate.
We're going to talk about that on Friday. And bring your tech questions on Friday. There, iOS 12 came out, and you might have some questions about that. We thank you, TJ. Last week we figured out how to send messages or how to exchange business information with our code on Messenger. So I think if we have a little tip every Friday on how to do something, where you have to pull your phone out and actually do something with it. We could do that on Friday.
That's a good idea.
I think so. So thank you very much, and we will see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.